Hey friends, I'm really excited today. I have not done one of these Zoom chats in over a month. I was studying a bit. There's no hockey to talk about, but I thought no better way to bring this series back than talking to you guys know. I ride her coattails all the time. Well, just kidding. Well, maybe a little bit of the time, but I always say she's a wonderful performer, a wonderful artist, wonderful singer, but more importantly, she's an amazing mother, an amazing friend. And I'm so blessed to be spending some time with my collab partner in crime, Marie Hui. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Clay. Hi, everybody listening and watching.
Yes, the people are watching. This is YouTube, so people will be watching. And once I spread the word that it's you, I'm sure I'm going to double my viewership.
No, you won't.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Funny.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm watching the lights flicker in the background of your house there, and
fitting of a superstar. You know, I want to give you like the stage vibe. Is it working?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I got it. I'm looking forward to the holidays, and I mean, I'm pretty much on holidays anyways, not working. Right. But I love Christmas and everything to do with Christmas. So yeah,
that's wonderful. No, and I saw you posted a video over the weekend of you singing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" with your two beautiful children. And I'd be remiss to mention that that was the song that was our last parody song we did together. Actually, our last Christmas song that we did together, but we can talk about that a bit later too. So Speaking of family, I see them. I saw them earlier. So who's in your family right now? Let's start with them. Yeah. So who's that?
That's Ronan. He's having lunch.
And how old is he?
He is 21 months old. Actually, what day is it today? It's the 13th. He's 22 months old on the 10th. Awesome. And Rogue's sleeping over there. Rogue is a couple months old, and Christopher is just back there.
There he is. Awesome.
Eating lunch.
What a wonderful family, and you have a beautiful home. And yeah, we've been blessed. People know, and I'm not going to make us walk down memory lane too much, but people know that we've known each other for, close to 20 years now. Yeah.
Wow. Has it been 20 years already? Wow. Time flies.
Well, I won't say how old you are, but I will say I'm exactly 10 years older than you, and I'm 46. So I basically said,
okay. There you go.
So you mentioned that you're not working a lot right now. So for people out there that don't know, your full-time gig is singing, performing, and writing, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's been difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of industries right now are suffering, including mine, the entertainment industry. And, at this moment, everything's just dried up. So Christmas time is usually the most busy of all the seasons. And there's nothing available for me. And it's not just me. There's so many people involved, and nobody has job. I know some musicians that have to, make ends meet by being food delivery people, or, doing other things like getting in construction. And so, I mean, it's really hard for us as musicians to really want to perform our craft, but we just can't. We don't have the opportunity to do that right now, which is really sad. But on the flip side, I can have a little bit of a proper mat leave. So with Ronan, I went back to work maybe about 3 months, not even 3 months in, like pretty quickly soon after. Just my recovery was pretty easy. I felt good, and I wanted to get back on stage, and I wanted to see friends and, do what I love to do. But at the same time, I didn't really have a mat leave. So this time around, silver lining, blessing in disguise, I get to spend a lot of time here with the kids and with Christopher, and we just moved into this house, which, it affords a lot of space for us.
Oh, it's an amazing house. If I was allowed to, I'd be there right now. Yeah, but
I know we wouldn't be doing this over Zoom.
But you make a great point, and at least thank God Christopher's working. Thank God you have your health, and I know that you count those blessings all the time. But you're right, it's not just someone singing; it's the musicians, it's the sound people, it's the venue people. It affects more than the person actually proclaiming the word, so to speak. Yeah, that's a really good
Yeah,
point.
that's right. Yeah. So many different industries. I'm not the only one. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. Well, I do want to talk about a little bit. I know it's a week has passed, but we should talk
Of
about this
course.
Mark Donnelly thing because, and I'll say right out, and people, I've said this on my channel many times. I have no skin in the game other than, we're really close friends. I actually know Mark through the Catholic Church. I've actually done a couple things with him. So I know him to be a nice man. I don't think he made the right decision, obviously, and we don't have to rehash that whole thing. But what I do want to bring up is I've been fascinated, especially as a friend and as a fan of yours, to see the outpouring of love and support. And it's not like you put yourself out there and said, hey, it's me, I'm next, anoint me. Everyone is almost doing it for you. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, I didn't ask for this. And there's so many people that have given me so much love and support that I don't even know. And I've never met them. And, it's really a nice feeling. It's a very, very beautiful feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I didn't ask for it. And I'm not going to go and assume that just because Mark Donnelly is no longer the singer for the Canucks, I'm not going to assume that I'm just automatically going to take his place. So, I've been singing for the organization for about 6 or 7 years now.
Yep.
And every season I get, 5 to 6, maybe 7 games at the most. Last season was a bit different just because I was there singing for the playoffs. But
yes.
I'm not going to assume that I'm going to have every single one. And a lot of people online are saying, it's not really been, you shouldn't have all of them, and there should be other singers coming in. I agree. There should be I got my chance to sing for them because Mark Donnelly didn't get every single game, right? So there's a lot to go around, and I'm happy to share the wealth.
No, that's a really good attitude. And as we talked about before I press record, we don't have to go into his motivation, the fallout. We know that that's been covered very well in the past week.
Yeah.
But I do think it's been nice how Offside Daily Hive, Rob the hockey guy over there, how News 1130, how even Spittin' Chicklets, the biggest hockey podcast on the globe, they even mentioned you, even though they referred to you in a way that I've never, ever heard you referred to. How did they pronounce your name?
Marie Hui? No, it wasn't even.
Marie Hui.
Hui, that's right. Yeah.
So not who you, not who me, Marie Hui. So they didn't get the first nor the last name correct.
Get it right, people. It's Marie Hui.
Yes.
There you go. There, you got it.
There, you heard it there straight. And trust me, I know what it's like to have your last name butchered.
You get it all the time. All the time.
But the cool thing is for those media outlets to recognize that, you are the apparent, heir apparent, but it's not like you brought it on yourself, but maybe it's something like Donnelly used to do is maybe they'll bring you in for some of the key games, home opener, season finale, and some of the Saturday night games, regardless of TV or not. Every game's on TV now, but maybe, if they don't use you every game, it's for kind of the bigger games or the special games, the theme nights. You never know. But I know that you'd appreciate no matter what happens. Whatever happens will happen, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm happy for any and all, grateful regardless.
No, I love it. I feel like your PR agent or your manager when I see all the good stuff come out and I'm retweeting it and sharing. But in all seriousness, I think there's a reason why people like you. They not only are you a fabulous singer, but they know who you are. They know how genuine you are, and they know that you don't take like stuff like that for granted. It means a lot to you, and I think that comes out loud and clear. Does. That does come out loud and clear. So, but for people that don't know, most people watching this, they know I'm a Canucks fan. I don't vlog about other sports, other teams, but technically you started with a different Vancouver sports team when it comes from an anthem standpoint.
I did. Yeah.
Yes. Tell us about that.
I was the Vancouver Whitecaps' very first anthem singer. And I went from an audition to being their full on official anthem singer for many seasons. And till now, last season they didn't have anybody singing for them, but I periodically come in and sing the big games. And I love the team. I love your organization. I love the fans the most. I think the fans are fantastic. Yeah. And ever since the very beginning, the fans have taken me in as one of their own. Shout out to the Vancouver Southsiders. I love hanging out with them. Singing in the stands is definitely one of the best moments. I'd love to sit in the stand or stand in the stands for a Canucks game one day. I think that'd be really cool. But I mean, that's a Whitecaps thing. But yeah, to sing in a stand for the games is one of the coolest things. You know, all of these fans behind me singing together. Yeah. One of the coolest things.
From a technical standpoint, and for those of you that enjoy music, you'll probably appreciate the next minute or so. For everyone else, you can just pretend you know what we're talking about. Is it hard? Because you're wearing an earpiece, I'm sure, like a monitor. Is it hard when you're singing and echo, boom, 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 the people beside you are kind of like 2 seconds behind you? That must be really strange.
Well, funny thing, I don't wear in-ears for anywhere else besides the stands. So when I'm on the field or even when I'm on the ice at Rogers Arena, the echo isn't very severe at all. Okay. But definitely in the stands, I do hear it. So I'll just have it cranked up really, really loud in my ear so I don't hear anybody else but myself. Right. Because I know if it, like they would never ask me to sing, but if I did, the tendency would be to slow down, right? You get dragged almost because you'd almost conform to the group around you, right? It's kind of it make you feel like you're slowing down, but that makes sense. You just kind of crank it. Like I have now. Yeah, exactly. One funny story. The very first time I sang in the stadium, in the crowd, I didn't have in-ears in, and I did not realize, we didn't do a sound check, and I didn't realize how bad the echo was. It was so awful for me. And so I was singing, I was hearing, like seconds later, I was hearing it come back. And so I was standing there just wanting to get it over and done with, so embarrassed because I didn't know how I was sounding. And with my other hand, I had the mic in this hand, other hand, I was like furiously counting, trying to focus on the count of my hand to try and sing it in time. Oh, it was so scary. Actually, I thought I think I looked back on it before or after I had done it, and it sounded fine, but in the moment, it was terrifying. Right. That'll never happen again. How about the other team that plays in that stadium? Have you done any for BC Lions yet? Yeah, I've done one for BC Lions, and it was a really cool experience. And, I don't assume that I'm going to get every single team out there. So, one time with the BC Lions is I'm thankful for that. Yeah. But that one moment that one game that I did sing at, they had somebody signing the anthem as well. I don't know if I think they might do that for, more than one per season, but it was such a cool experience. I got to meet him beforehand and he stood right beside me. And we had, before the game started, we had, practiced it a few times just to get the timing right. But he stood beside me and I was singing, he was signing it. I thought it was one of the coolest things because you don't really ever see that ever for pro sports. You don't see somebody that's signing right beside the anthem singer. Or they don't have it on a jumbotron or on the TV screen. So, I thought that was pretty That is cool. If I was to sing the anthem, there would be a guy signing beside me, but he'd be like this. Yeah. Clay. Have you done lacrosse? You're so hard on yourself. No. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Have you done lacrosse or baseball? Yeah, the very first. Yeah. So the very first Vancouver, what are they called? Well, yeah, the Warriors. Yeah. Warriors. Yeah. Their very first home game I did. Awesome. And Bo Horvat was there. That's right. He dropped the ball. Yes. Yeah, so that was cool. I had met him backstage and stuff. So that was a cool little moment. But yeah, I did their very first home game. And how about Vancouver Canadians? Canadians, yeah. Every season I get a couple games, and it's one of the funnest things. Well, they offer me 3 tickets, but I always ask for more. Smart. Why not? So I get a whole bunch of tickets, and we just get a whole bunch of people out. Good. Good. And it's always a nice sunny day, and beers and it's wonderful atmosphere. Cracker Jacks. Yes. And I know you do like everything from bike races to marathons, so a bunch of things. But it's funny, all these things are awesome. But the biggest ones you've done actually are not even in this country. You've done at least, how many have you done for the Seattle Seahawks now? I think 5. Wow. Yeah. Including the most recent one, which was virtually. Yeah, that could be 6 then. Yeah, good for you. Yeah. And I've been blessed. I know you brought me down to one of those trips. It was I've never ridden in a car driven so fast by someone else. I won't say who it was.
but I think we know who it was. But we made it, and you sang.
And in my mini.
Yes. No, that was a lot of fun. That was a great memory.
I'm sorry I tapped you in the back there.
Hey, I would ride in the trunk to see you sing on that field. So that's pretty cool.
Oh.
What's the favorite? What's your favorite thing, or maybe something maybe people don't know about? A nuance that people don't know about singing the anthem, or maybe it's just your favorite part. Is it? Do you get nervous? Like just tell us something that people would find interesting. You think something about the anthems?
Well, one of my favorite things, I think, for the Whitecaps as well as for the Canucks, is when I sing the word free, I hear everybody shout the word free.
That's pretty cool.
And I think that one is one of the coolest things. And every time I hear it, I smile a little bigger.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Sometimes I forget to smile when I sing, and I have to remember that, the camera may be on me. So I should look like I'm having fun, because sometimes I'm just concentrating so hard on singing and stuff, and like the emotion and whatnot. But that part of the song always gets me to really smile hard when I hear all the fans singing or shouting that word free.
That's pretty cool. Do you get nervous anymore?
It depends on the moment. It depends on where I am, who I'm singing in front of. Like if I know that somebody fake is there, or some friends are that I haven't seen in a long time, I'll get nervous. It depends on the environment. Like for example, I got obviously the first game for the Canucks, super nervous, but also because I think you might have been there my first game, or one of the first games.
Are you talking about Luongo or no?
Yeah. So I was wearing a dress, and it's so cold down there, and I'm not used to that at all, because I don't sing in ice arenas. And so that was a big shocker to me, how cold it was down there. And also skating in and out of the goal was Luongo. And there's, it was so distracting.
Because you could hear it's actually blades, right? Hitting the ice, carving up the ice, right? Yeah.
The entire time I was singing, Luongo was just doing that. And I just wanted to stop singing, be like, Luongo!
Keep it down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sing here. I do remember that. Yeah, you're wearing a blue dress. I think I took some pictures, or I took some footage that day. But that was wow. That was what, 6 or 7 years ago now.
Yeah, that was 7 years ago, I think.
Wow. Okay. Last anthem question. Because obviously when it's American team that comes into play, you get to sing both. You sing the Star Spangled Banner first, and then "O Canada." I'm not going to ask you which one you like singing better, but what are the nuances? For those that appreciate anthems and appreciate music, what are the nuances? Do you find one harder to sing than the other? Do you, any nuances between the two songs?
Well, musically, note-wise, the Star Spangled Banner is the harder one to sing.
Right.
So for somebody that hasn't sung the anthem before, or anthems before, that one is definitely going to be the harder one. You definitely have to focus on that one a little bit more.
Yeah.
There's more lower end to higher changes.
Yeah.
I mean, the Canadian anthem is beautiful as it is.
Yes.
I love to sing both, but emotionally, people might get this, but emotionally, the Star Spangled Banner is just more of the dips and the highs, and the climaxes are a little bit different. And so that one is definitely the more emotional song to sing. But I definitely, I love singing both. And the Canadian anthem is our national anthem, and
of course,
it's always great to sing that one. Everybody knows it, right? So sings along with me.
Right. Yet when Fergie or Roseanne Barr or Carl Lewis trying to sing the American, that's a different type of emotion that they emit. I'm not sure what it is, but or what they evoke. Yes. Okay, I lied.
Cringe-worthy.
Yes. One last anthem question. Actually, what was it like to see you on TV every game except for the first one, Michael Bublé? We know that, but every game in the postseason, every Canucks home game. What a thrill that must have been to see you and your nice flowery top. It was funny. I heard you on, I think on the Larshcast saying, one guy, I don't know if he's trying to be funny, but he thought that you were in the arena actually singing, and you're like, well, didn't you see I was wearing the same thing for 3 weeks kind of thing?
Yeah, I know. The guys during the Larshcast podcast said that, and I was like, are you serious? Did you not notice that I was wearing the same thing every single time?
Yes. But what a thrill it must have been to see you on TV, every couple of nights for 3 weeks.
It was an honor.
Yeah.
Really, it truly was an honor for me to be that one person that the Canucks had chosen.
Yeah.
And also, I was proud of myself for being able to get to that point where the Canucks asked me to be their anthem singer.
Absolutely.
I remember when I was young and, seeing the anthem sung for the first time, especially actually the first time I went to the Seahawks game too, was a moment where I was like, I'm gonna be that person. One day I'm gonna be there, and it happens, right? So, same thing with the Canucks, especially, watching how emotional and how such a wondrous moment Mark Donnelly had brought to the playoff games.
Right.
So, obviously it wasn't in the stadium, which would have been, thousands of times more, better than what it was. But, I'm very thankful and grateful and proud for what I accomplished, and very thankful and grateful for the Canucks for asking me.
Awesome. Well, I think to wrap up this anthem portion of our little chat, I think it goes without saying you're very talented. Obviously, people notice that, but more importantly, people I think recognize just the beautiful person you are, not just your voice, but who you are. And I think that's why people are rooting for you so much and have thrown their support behind you. So very, very cool. It's all stuff I've known for the past 20 years already, though. So, and I will keep bragging about that until my dying day.
Oh, thanks, Clay.
Of course.
Okay. Appreciate you being in my corner.
All the time. All right. So speaking of being in your corner, speaking of riding coattails and collab partners, I didn't tell you we're going to do this, but I think this will be fun. It's coming up to Christmas. People know that you and I not only have this friendship, but this, I wouldn't even say working relationship. We have this friendship and a musical relationship where we've done 24 Canucks and Seahawks songs, just 2 Seahawks songs, but basically 24 Canuck songs. And in there, we've covered genres from Broadway show tunes to metal ballads, hard rock ballads, to, of course, R&B and soul and pop. But we've also done 4 or 5 Christmas songs together as well. And, off air, we'll talk about if we can whip something together this year. But I thought it'd be fun. And again, Marie doesn't know we're going to do this. I'm going to play for you just 3 different videos. I will play about 30 seconds for each one. I'll let you watch it. You can react if you want while you're watching it. But after I'll stop it, and then we'll kind of see. We'll just kind of share a couple memories about each one. Does that work for you?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So you're already giggling. You already know what I'm going to ask you about. So that was obviously our Wham! Last Christmas, and we recorded that. That was 2013, and because 2012 there was no hockey, it was a shortened season. So we were talking about the lockout last Christmas, no Canucks games, but that was our fake foreign exchange student Kevin. So what do you remember about recording that song that day?
Well, first of all, there's so many awesome people in the room.
Yes.
And you're not in it. You're not even
on the side,
the video.
That's okay.
You should always be in the video.
Oh,
this is sweet. Like your thing. This is definitely your thing. Always be in the video. And Kevin does.
But you're right. Ariel's there. Pat, Joseph, and Kevin. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that song in itself is one of my favorite songs, like one of my favorite Christmas songs. So that was such a cool moment. And that was that long ago, 2013. Yep.
That was 7 years ago now.
Oh my God.
And I think the real song, the real line in the song when George Michael, what did he whisper?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. So we had Kevin crawling across and whispering Ryan Kesler in a voice that was not meant to be creepy. Sorry, do it again.
I know.
Do it again.
Ryan Kesler.
And we had to do that about 5 or 6 times because
while he's crawling on the floor.
Yes. Okay. No, that was fun. Okay. Next one I will just play for you next year.
How about this 1970 classic reworked for one of our newest players?
Oh, that's so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
All right.
good. That video was
yes.
the first time we had ever done anything
Formally.
Yes. Formally with the Canucks.
Yeah, it was.
Was that one before the wrap?
Yes.
Wow.
So this was December 2014. And a couple of things that I'll talk about that I want to bounce back to you. Chris Golden, a good friend of ours, helped us. Yeah. He was the silky smooth announcer voice. And we did it like we pretended it was a Christmas Carol album. A medley of 5 or 6 songs. I was wearing an ugly sweater. Your sweater wasn't so ugly. But the cool thing is, people actually thought it was a real album, and they were asking us, how can we buy these? But that song, Feliz Navidad, obviously you brilliantly sang it to the Czech-born Redeem Verbata. That was pretty funny.
Well, it was actually your genius writing that did it first. Like you have to fit so many syllables in the syllables that are given to you in the songs that we're
sometimes
doing,
it
right?
works.
So
yeah.
Kudos to you, actually. That's big kudos to you.
Oh, thank you. But that one,
I'm just singing your lyrics.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but that one was cool. You're right. It was the first time, and we've been blessed to do about half a dozen with the Canucks now, whether it's Brady Bunch or High Hopes or Christmas videos. But yeah, that was the first one where it was their sound guys, their video production, their cameramen. And it's a bit of a step up. By the way, I don't know if you noticed how fitting it was that I'm interviewing you from my living room where we do all of our Canucks music together.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, going back to that video, it was probably one of the biggest highlights, ever, because going from your living room to being offered to do a video for the Canucks, with the Canucks, by the Canucks. Yeah. So cool.
I agree. Yeah. They played that on the Jumbotron too, to some really good fanfare. So that's not why we do it, but it was certainly an added bonus. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of working with the Canucks, by the Canucks, with the Canucks, we come to this one.
Burrows flying down the wings. These are a few of my favorite Canucks things. Let's do this. Come on. Merry Christmas, Van City, from your girl AJ. And my parody team, Marie and Clay. You know we jumping at the hips like birds and pizza. Even if our lyrics are a little cheesy. Now we're talking about.
Okay, here's my line. Here's yours.
I love to make music. We bleed blue and green. We trust the teams and above it. I believe in 16.
All right. So obviously we have Jake Vertanen still with the team, Ben Hutton not with the team, dancing with us on the ice. Tell everyone what you remember about filming that day.
Well, first of all, Ben and I sat down and had a little video. It's at the very, very beginning of that video. I had a speaking part.
Is your acting debut?
And I was with Ben, and it was awful. I look back on it now, like, this is the worst acting ever. Christopher still makes fun of me for doing that, by the way. But yeah, wow. I got to skate on the ice.
Yes.
At the I got to perform and dance with Ben over here and Jake over here. But Ariel did such a great job.
She was.
You obviously did such a great job. You got to spit in the Zamboni.
Yeah, the Zamboni organ. Yes.
But
you're right.
That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, those ones have been thank you to you for getting us these gigs.
It was pretty funny. And it's I always joke around, the reaction to our videos is completely positively correlated to how well the team is doing. So if the team is doing well, people seem to love our parody stuff. And when the team isn't going so well, not so well, because they'll say stuff like, well, they should spend less time dancing and more time learning how to play hockey, which is silly, right? But yes, a funny story about that one. Trevor Linden was at the bench while they didn't use any of the footage of me, you, and Ariel actually skating around the arena. Actually, they did. At the very end, they did. But, we were kind of going for skates. And I remember he basically half jokingly he yelled at us, or I heard him say, "What are you guys doing on my ice?" And I went back to him, I said, "We're filming your Christmas Carol." So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was a very quick exchange. It was pretty funny though. And ha, ha, ha. Okay. I got one more for you. This one, I know this is not Christmas related, but I would love to see your reaction. You don't even know what's coming. Here we go.
BX and Ham, you need to step it up. If we want to return to the cup, then things will start looking up. I'm starting with the man at the rear. I'm asking them to change their ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If we want to return to a winning race, we can look at themselves and then make a change.
Okay, so that was our first ever Canucks parody song together. It was the fall of 2011, and you were helping me trying to win a contest to write for the Vancouver province way back in the day. So what's your first reaction when you see how we looked and you hear how we sounded?
Well, I know because I was there. We sounded fine. But then, of course, we have mic issues and lighting issues. And what kind of earrings was I wearing?
And I think I was 40 pounds lighter then, but that's another thing. You can actually see my neck in that video.
Oh, Clay, so hard on yourself.
But yeah, that was 9 years ago now. Isn't that crazy?
That's what started it all. Oh, look at us now.
And look how far we've come. Still doing songs from my living room.
Songs in your living room.
Well, people do, and it's. I'm very grateful that people reach out on Twitter and on YouTube and are always asking or affirming or sharing these videos. And we do it because it's fun. We do it because we love the team, and it's a creative way to show our fandom. But I've always said that, and I'm going to ask you your favorite part of the process. My favorite part of the process is when I've written these goofy lyrics, I've emailed them to you sometimes only an hour before, or maybe if I'm organized a day before. But when we sit down at the piano or sit down in my living room or in my kitchen, and when you sing the lyrics for the very first time, that's actually the most magical moment to me. It's fun filming, it's fun editing, it's fun seeing people's reaction. But when I hear you sing these lyrics that I've written, these silly, goofy, nonsensical lyrics, that's my favorite part of the whole process, because honestly, it speaks to your brilliance that way, and it speaks to your trust as well. So I thank you that way. But when people ask me, that's what I say, is that's my favorite part of this whole process, is when you sing the lyrics for the first time.
Oh, thanks. Well, it probably has to do with your wife's cooking.
Yes, and she will happily set that as well. Why do you think I've gained 40 pounds in 9 years? Yes.
Okay. You do such a great job with fitting. Like it's not about even just me singing, but it's about you. There's so much that has to go down before I even come to your house. Don't mind ruining crying.
No, it's awesome. That's awesome. That's family life. That's beautiful.
Yeah, this is it. This is what I get. And you've got to fit all these lyrics, and there's some of them are so funny, and some of them are like so brilliant. And how did you even come up with these ideas? And then you have to fit each of the syllables together, and then sometimes you have to rhyme them because
right.
Lyrics sometimes have to rhyme, and that's the brilliance that comes way before I show up.
Oh, you're too. Well, I appreciate
singing your lyrics.
Well, we make a good team that way, but you're right. A typical process is you'll come over, we'll share a meal, whether it's lunch or dinner. Gail, that's her contribution to the creator process.
Gail.
Yes, of course.
I get to see your kids, and your kids are awesome.
We do a bit of a catch up, and then we get down to business, and we're a lot more efficient. I can say that because we have proper lighting, cameras, mics now. We're a lot more efficient than we used to be when I would keep my kids up till midnight on a school night. You remember those nights?
Yeah, I do.
Yelling at them for not.
Sorry, Jake.
Yeah, sorry, Jake, for not holding the camera straight. But you're right. It's you and me working together, especially, and I love the editing part too, where once you start singing them, you're saying, actually, Clay, this doesn't phrase right, because it's one thing to write a bunch of lyrics and hope they match, but it's another thing. A true parody, I think, and I think you'd agree with this, is you want people to know what song you are parodying. You want people to know right away, that's that Katy Perry song, or that's that Bruno Mars song, right? And I think that's the mark of a good parody is there's enough about the original song where you know what we're parodying, yet obviously we've changed the lyrics to do something different.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
that's cool. So we've done 15 minutes on anthems, 15 minutes on parody music. Let's end off with what I call the 5-hole. No, I'm not going to be trying to shoot pucks through your legs. Rather, 5 quick questions. A couple of them Canucks related, a couple of them not. Just another chance for people to get to know you a bit better. And you can answer these, Marie, as broadly or as narrow as you want. Okay?
Okay.
What is the sport you excel at playing the most? You excel at. You're the best at this sport.
Basketball.
Yeah. High school and post high school, correct?
Yes, but not post-secondary. no college level of basketball. Okay. But yeah, I've been playing basketball since I was really young.
Awesome.
In high school and then after high school. And I still play from time to time.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played anything, really.
How would you describe your basketball game? Are you a tenacious shooting guard? Are you a dribbler? Are you a banger? What do you do?
The teams that I play with probably would say that I run hard, I run fast.
Yeah.
And so somebody gets the rebound and I'll be already down the other side of the court. Just throw me the ball.
So your fast break, good layup, good finish. Very good. Very good. Okay. And if part B, if it's not basketball, and this might not be the sport that you're best at, you excel at, but the one you enjoy playing, I think I know what you're going to say, but what's another sport that you enjoy playing, even though you might not be the best at it?
Football.
Yeah. Quarterback,
That's
right?
What you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the quarterback position is the hardest position I'll ever play ever in my life for anything, really. There's so many things to think about. But yeah, football, coming after basketball, there's actually a lot of skills that are transferable. Yes. My girlfriends that I used to play basketball with had moved on to football, and they asked me to play in their female league. And I just fell in love with the sport. So because of that, I now watch a lot of NFL. So
awesome.
Sometimes the Seahawks are playing right now, and I'm missing it for you.
I know. I appreciate that. And yes,
but yeah, it's football is definitely a big game in my life.
Good.
There's so much strategy that goes along with it. It's a lot of people may not understand football very much, but because I know the rules, it's such an interesting game to play. And yes, I did play quarterback for a couple seasons, and we did not do very well. But
and what's really funny
is I can throw a ball,
yes,
and I can think of all the different things. But when it comes to game time, it's really hard.
And what's really funny, because I've been, we played sports together too. I know that you're a good basketball player, football player, volleyball player. They all take hand-eye coordination, but I've heard you say on multiple occasions, though, golf, tennis, anything where you have to hit a ball that's coming at you or floating somewhere, no good.
No good. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm so embarrassed about it. And don't ever give me a bat to hit a baseball, okay? Because it's not going to happen.
Okay, we'll move on. Number 2, if you were starting a hockey team from scratch, are you taking the forward Elias Pettersson, or are you taking the defenseman Quinn Hughes from scratch?
From scratch. I would probably have to say Quinn Hughes, because defense wins games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah. And he's such a talent. Both of them are such talented players.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd obviously take both.
Yes.
And we're very grateful that the Canucks have both.
Yes, we're very blessed that way. Yeah. But some would argue that we've never had a defenseman like Quinn Hughes ever. Mm-hmm. So, nope, that's a good answer. Number 3, you won't offend me either way, because I'm half of each, but I think I know what you're going to say. What do you prefer, Japanese food or Chinese food?
I know you hate Chinese food, and I don't know why you hate Chinese food, because there's so many great restaurants. There's so many great things to eat with Chinese. It's not just one type, okay?
Yes.
I'll have to bring you to you and your entire family to a really, a proper, not like maybe you don't like Cantonese style Chinese food.
Yeah, and we went to Ronan's 1-month birthday like a year and a half ago, and that was beautiful. That was awesome food. That was good.
Okay, well,
so what's your answer?
I do love both, but I would have to say Chinese food wins for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, Clay, but I do love sushi. I mean, we're probably going to have sushi tonight. So.
Oh, awesome. All right, number 4, speaking of food, if you went out to dinner with one of these 3 gentlemen and they were paying, so you don't have to worry about the bill, who would you most rather go out with? Head coach Travis Green, GM Jim Benning, or owner Francesco Accolini? Who are you going to dinner with?
Oh man, probably Aquilini.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Aquilini because I could convince him to hire me.
I love it.
Like, hey, I want to be your anthem singer. You want to hire me? I mean, I'm already there, but you know.
That is an awesome
Involve
answer.
me with the team a little bit more. I'd love to be involved with the team a little bit more.
There you go. And bring the manager along too.
Oh yeah, you're always invited. Anytime I'm doing any Canuck stuff, you're always invited, Clay. Come on.
Thank you. And finally, and you can take a couple seconds to think about this one because I'm putting you on the spot. What's one thing that people don't know about you that you wouldn't mind them knowing about you? What's one thing that people don't know about Marie Hui? Yeah. Take your time.
I mean, I'm a pretty open book when it comes to like talking about myself and oh my gosh.
I know this is a tricky one.
It's a really tricky one.
I know, and I didn't prep you, so. It's funny. I know you so well. I could think of a couple of things, but I want them to come from you.
You can?
About you, for sure.
That people don't know about?
Yeah. I'll give you one.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'll just get you to comment on it. Talk about where you got your start singing because it's where we met. I think that's a cool one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I started really singing like in front of people. I started singing at a church choir, and that is the 6:30 p.m. St. Paul's Church Choir, the one that had all the drums and all the musicians in it, and we made lots of noise. And I actually learned how to harmonize there. And Gary, who was the choir director there, gave me the confidence that I still hold true today. When I was really young. So, I mean, when I wasn't really young, I was probably about 17 years old, but
16 or 17,
you're pretty impressionable at that moment in your life. And he gave me the opportunities and the confidence that got me to where I was today. So I give him a lot of credit, and I talk about him a lot. And then that's where I met you.
Yes.
And that's where I met some really cool people. And, there's people that I still talk to from church choir. And obviously I do a lot of stuff with you. So I'm very thankful for that moment in time.
Right. And they're the same people that are sharing on Facebook and Instagram when they see you singing anthems for the Canucks and so on and so forth. Which is pretty cool.
I know. So I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. No, you're right. Many blessings coming from that. You leading people to worship through your voice and through your gift. And yes, that's how we met 20 years ago. So I think that's a perfect way to end off. So thanks, Marie. That was wonderful. I knew a lot of what you had to say, but I'm really excited for the people watching this YouTube channel to learn a bit more about you and more about who you are, the person behind the voice, so to speak. So thanks again for sharing.
Thanks,
and say hi to Chris and the two, tell your two beautiful kids that they're very good for the past half an hour. So they get their mommy back now.
Yeah.
And,
thank you for having me. And wait, before we go, I just want to say that Clay, you have been an instrumental part of the reason why I have all of these anthem gigs. Is especially the ones like the Canucks and the Seahawks, those wouldn't have come to fruition if it wasn't for you. So I really thank you for all the opportunities you have given me from when we were really young. 2013, right? 2013.
Yes. Well, you're very sweet, and no, thanks for that. But you didn't have to say that. But no, it's exciting to see everything that you're doing, and we'll chat offline about maybe we can whip something together for this Christmas. But we'll see. If you're watching this, leave a comment below if you want to see some sort of virtual Canucks Christmas song between the two of us. Put it down in the comments below, and we'll see if we can whip something up. So, Marie, thanks again. I'll let you get back to your family, and we'll chat before Christmas somehow, some way.
Okay. Thanks, Clay. Thanks everybody watching.
Okay. Take care.
See you later. Okay. Bye.